Hello everybody, my name is Brian Hussar and welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about my passions of the Beatles, music, movie, and musical theater. If you like what you see, you're roaming around here, and you like everything you see here, please click that subscribe button either down there or down there, depending on where you're looking. If you like this video, please give me a big old thumbs up. And I make my videos when I can, my children allow me. This one is a bit long overdue. A review of the More of the Monkees 3-disc box set. This came out from Rhino Hand Made, and it came out in December of last year. It was supposed to come out prior to Christmas, but that didn't happen. It came out after Christmas. Rhino has done a great job with these. They started with the Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees box set, then the box set for Head, then the box set for the Monkees Instant Replay, and then the last Monkees album with Mike Nesmith, the Monkees Present. From what I heard from a couple people in the know, that was supposed to be it. They had these brilliant 2-disc deluxe editions of the first Monkees album, More of the Monkees, Headquarters, and Pisces Aquarius, featuring both mono and stereo mixes, and even on those 2 discs, some good bonus stuff. But they went back and did the debut album a couple years ago, and now we're up to here. These things, if you are a Monkees fan, these are essential. These are limited editions. I don't know how many copies of these they made, but they really do an excellent job putting these together. In this box set, you get, obviously, a very well informed booklet with stuff by Andrew Sandoval and session dates and musicians who played on each recording. So you get a new 45 RPM single of a new 2017 remix of I'm a Believer, and you get 3 discs, all housed in miniature LP sleeves. The good thing about this, it's got the JCPenney ad here that was the basis for this album cover. For those that don't know, this cover was controversial amongst 4 members of the Monkees, especially Nesmith. These are JCPenney clothes that they had to advertise, and the cover was a tie-in to the JCPenney clothes. And the liner notes go into detail about how Don Kirshner, the music supervisor, and a bunch of the Monkees people got with the head of JCPenney to really tie in this album. So essentially the cover is an advertisement for the JCPenney clothing line. Mike Nesmith was not really happy with the photo session. This cover is actually a composite of 2 photos. If you have this on vinyl, you really can't see here, but there is a seam mark on this tree. It's 2 photos done together. So they really sort of had to copy and paste another photo of Nesmith in there. Like somewhere from here down to his arm is a separate photo. But here's an outtake from that session. You can see he's not happy at all with this. But what do I think of the More of the Monkees album in general? Much has been said about Don Kirshner, good and bad. I used to be on the anti-Kirshner side. Mike Nesmith was right until I really heard Mickey's side of the story of things, that we were a television show about a band like the Beatles, and recording these songs was a part of my job. Would I have liked to have been there recording these songs? Probably not. I would have much rather been recording Sgt. Pepper, but this was my job. I was cast in this role, and this was a part of my job. Peter just wanted to be a musician on the records, but Mike, on the other hand, wanted to be a singer, songwriter, and producer within the group. For all of the negative things that each of the Monkees, in particular Mike and Peter, said about this album, because of Don Kirshner, Kirshner did put together a cohesive album. Something that shouldn't actually work, considering some songs were leftovers by Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, like I'm Not Your Stepping Stone and She. Some songs were written by Neil Sedaka. Of course, Neil Diamond with I'm a Believer and Look Out Here Comes Tomorrow. A couple of Nesmith tunes that he produced from his first initial sessions with the Monkees. It shouldn't work. It should not work. but it's got a flow to it that even the later Monkees albums like Instant Replay and Present don't have. So Kirshner knew what he was doing, in my opinion. Was the guy a jerk? Yeah. Was there a power play? Yeah. Could he have given them just a little bit more control and seen their side of things? Yeah. But he knew what he was doing. There's one song on the album that, in my opinion, doesn't quite work, and it's The Day We Fall in Love. It's Davey doing a spoken word thing over this romantic background with a tremolo guitar. But I'm sure Kirshner thought every preteen girl hearing that their heart would just melt. And it would increase album sales even more for the next album, and buy magazines, and buy more t-shirts and everything. I'm sure there was the long-term game plan. There's 2 songs on the album that were not dubbed into any television episodes, at least not in the first era. I don't know about syndication. But actually a total of 3. The Day We Fall in Love, When Love Comes Knocking at Your Door, and Hold On Girl. But even the When Love Comes Knocking at Your Door and Hold On Girl are pretty good pop tunes, you know? The album, with the exception of the one tune, it works. It works. Understandably, it might not have been what Peter or Mike had wanted, where they were coming from artistically, but it works. Now, the liner notes go into detail about how Kirshner not only gave the shaft to the Monkees, to the 4 cast members, let's put it like that, but he also gave the shaft to Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, who were the ones that really had the singular musical vision. Kirshner's stable of songwriters in New York didn't come through on the first album. So he kind of had to go with Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, and they gave him a winner with Last Train to Clarksville and everything else. But now, after that, the initial success of that, Neil Diamond started contributing songs. Jerry Goffin and Carole King, who did contribute a couple songs in the first album, or a co-written song with Mike Nesmith. But now they started coming up with all these songs, so Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart's contributions were pretty much getting ignored. The rest is history, according to this. I'm not going to go into details with what happened and how it happened. You know the whole story. But as an album, More of the Monkees is great. As a box set, it's got all of the 30 demos Kirshner originally had that this album was based off of. So it's got all of those demos. Sound quality is great. But if you have your 2-disc edition, the deluxe edition, don't get rid of that, because there are some things on there that aren't on this set. But again, if you are a Monkees fan, it's a must-have. Hopefully they still have some available and you can pick this up. And that's my take. This is a must-have. You need it. You need it if you're a fan. So that's it for this edition of my channel. Anything you want me to talk about, please feel free to leave some comments there on what you want me to talk about. And again, I make my videos when my children allow me. And keep physical music alive. When you buy a CD or a vinyl record, it is yours forever. And until we meet again.